on what goes on when it gets late. Along about midnight, the ghosts and banshees get together for a jamboree. There's ghosts with horns and saucer eyes. Some have fangs about this size. Some short and fat, some tall and thin, and some don't even bother to wear their skin.
I'm a-telling you, brother, it's a fearful sight just to see what goes on in the night.
When the spooks have a midnight jamboree, they break it up with a fiendish glee.
Ghosts are bad, but the one that's cursed is the Headless Horseman. He's the worst.
When he goes jogging across the land, holding his noggin right in his hand, demons take one look and groan.
Then they hit the road for parts unknown.
Well, there's no rage like a spook that's burned.
The ghost don't like a man, he's really burned.
He swears to the longest day he's dead.
Well, I'll show them that I can get ahead.
Wow, 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 wow.
So close all the windows,
Lock all the doors.
unless you're careful, why he'll get yours.
Don't think he'll hesitate a bit, 'cause you clip your top if it will fit.
He likes them little, he likes them big. Part him in the middle or wear a wig.
Black or white or even red.
The Headless Horseman needs a head.
With a hip, hip, hip and a clippity-clop.
Why, he's out looking for a head to chop. So don't stop to figure out a plan, 'cause you can't reason with a headless man.
With a hip, hip, hop and a clippity-clop. Look out!
We know what we're talking about, believe me. You better watch your cues, but take a look at the people who ignored the old good book. Change your ways, you'll find it pays, 'cause you can't be a haint if you ain't kinda crazed, I guess you'd say. Take our word, we know what we're talking about. You know, this is a pretty spooky thing we're doing here. You don't mind if I turn on another light, do you?
Children, have you ever met the Boogeyman before? No, of course you haven't, for you're much too good, I'm sure. Don't you be afraid of him if he should visit you. He's a great big coward, so I'll tell you what to do. Hush, 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 here comes the Boogeyman. Don't let him come too close to you, he'll catch you if he can. Just pretend that you're a crocodile, and you will find that Boogeyman will run away a mile. Say shoo shoo and stick him with a pin. Boogeyman will very nearly jump out of his skin. Say buzz buzz, just like the wasp that stings. Boogeyman will think you are an elephant with wings. Hush, 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 here comes the Boogeyman. Tell him you've got soldiers in your bed, for he will never guess that they are only made of lead. Say hush, hush, he'll think that you're asleep. If you make a lovely snore, away he'll softly creep. Sing this tune, you children one and all. Boogeyman will run away, he'll think it's Henry Hall. When the shadows of the evening creep across the sky, and your mommy comes upstairs to sing a lullaby, tell her that the Boogeyman no longer frightens you. Uncle Henry's very kindly told you what to do. Hush, 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 here comes the Boogeyman. Don't let him come too close to you, he'll catch you if he can. Just pretend your teddy bear's a dog, then shout out, fetch him, Teddy, and he'll hop off like a frog. Say meow, pretend that you're a cat. He'll think you may scratch and that will make him fall down flat. Just pretend he isn't really there. You will find that Boogeyman will finish in thin air. Here's one way to catch him without fail. Just keep a little salt with you and put it on his tail.
The terrible, horrible Boogeyman. I come in the middle of the night and frighten bad little girls like you. Beware, better have a care. I'm going to follow you everywhere. I crawl through the ceiling and the wall and call on bad little girls like you. I'll torture you and haunt you. I've got you where I want you, a victim of my dark and dirty plot. And at the slightest whim, I'll tear you limb from limb. In other words, I'll put you on the spot. Ooh, I'm the Boogeyman, the terrible, horrible Boogeyman. I come in the middle of the night and frighten bad little girls like you.
An angel that fell into disgrace. My wings came off and left me, and I flew out into space. The darkness had no bottom, through emptiness I fell. My face began to laugh at me, and then I heard it yell. Nightmare, villains and meanies tracking me down. Nightmare, devils and genies floating around. Nightmare, witches and goblins walking on air. Nightmare. I found a bush of goldfish in a hothouse packed with ice. My pockets couldn't hold them, so I traded them for mice. The mice turned into rabbits and then to kangaroos. They auctioned off my union suit to pay my union dues. Villains and meanies tracking me down. Nightmare, devils and genies floating around. Nightmare, witches and goblins walking on air. Nightmare. A space patrolman caught me to the moon. But I flew back to nature on a 2-bit toy balloon. I landed in the ocean, right on a buttercup, and lived on pickled herring until someone woke me up. Nightmare, villains and meanies tracking me down. Nightmare, devils and genies floating around. Nightmare, witches and goblins walking on air. Nightmare.
I'd say it's the best. You know, are you in bed? Come out here.
I can't. I'm in my nightwear.
Oh, well, never mind then. I only want to tell you that your bedroom's supposed to be haunted. I don't suppose that'll worry you. Breakfast at 9, if you're allowed to eat any. Good night.
Oh, I see. Look now. I can't stay here. I mean, my mama told me to keep away from the spirits. I say, hello, a very good fellow. Hello. Oh,
What's that?
Look behind you. Look behind you.
Squeak and the windows creak and the ceilings leak 'cause the roof's antique and you hear a shriek and your legs feel weak. It's a haunted house. There's a dismal moan like a weird trombone, and the old ham bone is suddenly thrown. You are all alone with the great unknown in the haunted house. There's only one good spirit, it's a spirit in the bottle. With shaking hands you pull the cork and pour some down your trouble. There's a clank of chains and a smell of drains and a gory stain where the Duke was slain, and you've got chilblains and varicose pain in the haunted house. Old oak beam through the corpse you seem to feel a wet stream with a sinister gleam, and you wake with a scream from a horrible dream of a haunted house. But a cavalier with a dreadful leer tries to disappear through the chiffonier, and you cling with fear to the chandelier. It's a haunted house. The air is full of clammy claws that clutch you by the collar, so gargle night and morning just in case you have to holler. There are lights and sights and awful frights in flesh-pink tights, but at dead of night comes a woman in white, so you're quite all right in the haunted house. When the old church clock strikes 12, there's a knock with a sudden shock. You remember the lock on the door, there's a clock, oh why do you mock at the haunted house? It's as black as pitch and your eyeballs twitch in the darkest niche. It's a dirty witch and the lighting switch is out of reach in the haunted house. When the slavey spills the gravy, why is she so pallid? Something posed her in the pantry when she fetched the salad. I'm filled with dread, yes I'm nearly dead. I saw her head underneath my bed. Come out if you can, I can do it a man in the haunted house.